Ooh, what's up? Kelly here from Hack College. Most dorm rooms don't allow you to have your own AC unless you're a school like Pepperdine. But this device right here is going to siphon cold water through this fan between two buckets, and it's going to make your room freezing. And you can do it for less than 40 bucks. How does that sound? All right, first up, let's take a look at the materials that we're going to need. Number one, you're going to need a fan. Any type of fan is going to work as long as it's kind of got that wire mesh on the back, you know what I'm talking about? We're just using a floor standing fan though because it's what we have in the office. Number two, we're going to need some copper tubing, 15 feet of it. Number three, we're going to need some rubber or vinyl tubing. And you're going to want the inside diameter of the tubing to match the outside diameter of your copper tubing. Number four, you're going to need some hose clips. Number five, zip ties. I just got a pack of 40. Number six, you're going to need 2 buckets. You also need a few tools actually. You're going to need a screwdriver. You need a hacksaw right here. I got some scissors right here just to cut the rubber tubing so it's going to be easier. And lastly, you're going to need some sandpaper because you don't want to cut yourself on the sharp edges of the copper tubing. Or if you're me, you can just use your chin stubble right there. All right, let's get down to it. So I'm just gonna basically just give it about 9 inches to a foot. Then I'm gonna attach the first zip tie on. All right, so after I got that first zip tie on, I'm just gonna actually uncoil as much of this as I can to kind of like get into place for now. So I'm a little worried that I won't be able to make it all the way around here, so I'm just gonna, I'm actually gonna cut just the end of this copper tubing off. All right, now you should have something that looks like a weird form of birth control with 2 ends of copper tubing hanging off of it. Next up, we're gonna take our rubber hose or tubing, and we're just going to attach it to the ends of the copper tubing right here. We're going to use the hose clamps to make sure there are no leaks. And one end of the rubber tubing is going to go into a bucket that will sit on a table with water in it. And then the other end of the hose is actually going to go into the bucket on the floor with no water in it. All right, so let's do it. That's the end of that step right there. So now we got our fan face with the copper tubing along with 2 rubber hoses attached to it like so. All right, so I'm gonna go fill up this bucket with water. Extreme! Let's go back into the workshop. Workshop. All right, so we have one of our buckets filled with water right now. This one right here, and we're gonna leave this one on the workbench, and then we're gonna put this one on the floor. And we're gonna put into practice something called Bernoulli's principle. I'm just gonna drop this in and then tape this to the side so that the hose stays in the bucket. Otherwise, it's just gonna flop out. And then, I don't know how clean the end of this hose is, but I've bonged many a beer, so it's probably cleaner than a beer bong. And next, all we gotta do is suck. Any leaks here. It actually, wow, these hose clamps work pretty well. Like as you can see, like no water is leaking. All right, so this is our running AC system right now. Basically what's going on is that you're putting a lot of cold water into this top bucket right here. And then as it's running through here, the heat is actually being, ooh, those are really cold. The heat is actually being absorbed into the water. And then it's kind of just being stored in a bucket so you can just like toss that out. I mean, it's just, I didn't take thermodynamics, but I'm not an idiot, so I know that's how thermodynamics works. So you're just gonna have like a bucket of probably like room temperature water by the time you're done in a freezing room. So you'll just be able to take that bucket of heat and dump it out your window. It's like AC, but just the medium is water. It's pretty cool.